Alright guys, I have a late afternoon hunt here that I did in central Connecticut on a set of power lines after work. Unfortunately, I do not have the kill shot on film, but I do have some footage. He actually rushed the caller, came in super quick, less than a minute. I was set up, but barely. I'm gonna show you him rushing it. You'll hear the shot, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of aftermath and kind of go over how I set up, caliber I'm using, caller I'm using. So stay tuned. That coyote came in less than a minute. I was calling. He ran right in. He didn't go too far. I'm gonna try to go grab him now. What an awesome, quick little hunt after work that was. Less than a minute, rabbit distress. I was barely set up. It's a very young coyote. Had to kind of squeak him there to stop him. So when I'm choosing an area to coyote hunt in southern New England, the chunk of state forest, the chunk of private property, that is quite arbitrary. I will just kind of put in sets wherever I feel like it, whenever I feel like it, whether it be a top, a bottom, a valley, a power line set like today. When it becomes critical is how you enter your area that you want to call with you got to watch your ground scent. Also, the wind direction is major. I'm going to take you through today's stand setup. show you which way the wind was going, angle of the sun, kind of how I approached things, why I put my caller where I did, and just kind of give you a little glimpse of why I set up where I did. So this is your typical set of power lines. I had the wind kind of coming up this way. I kind of looked at this dip on a map. I kind of wanted to hunt here. There's a little bit of a bottom. So my entry was real clean. There's my tracks. I just kind of came in from downwind. My vehicle's over here. Just kind of came in, placed my caller. I'm about 20 yards out with the caller. It's a Primos Turbo Dog. Blasting into this bottom down here. It's actually where that coyote came from. I'm using this terrain feature, this dip, as a funnel, so to speak, to direct the coyotes into the front of the caller. 8 out of 10 times the coyotes will come 180 degrees to the front of the speaker. They'll rarely approach from the back. I'm using the high ridge, the little mound over there on the right, as a pick in some ways. And 20 yards from my caller, kind of crosswind, I have my setup. And my bag there on the ground, that's my camera arm. And I'm nestled, I'm standing in the shadow of that tree there, which does help a lot, especially when the sun is low like that. It's going to cast a real long shadow. And this is how I'm standing, guys, right in between these trees. I'm in the shadow. You can't really see it now, the sun got lower, but I'm in the shadow of this tree, perfectly still. Face mask, which is usually up a little more. Hoodie, camo, right hand dominant, hot chamber, hot magazine, safety off. I even go as far as to wrap this sling. Everything matters, guys. You don't want that little bit of movement. You do not want that. They will make you. And I'm just waiting. And I'm watching my downwind, which is over here. Just with my eyes, watching downwind. Looking ahead, right where that caller's blasting in that bottom. I'm looking out 80 yards, I'm looking out 100 yards, looking out 120. Go to the left. Come back again, go to the right. My caller right in my pocket, ready to call, change sequences if I need to, turn the volume up, turn the volume down. And I'm just waiting. What you're gonna want for camo is something, you're gonna want a drab, something that's got that kind of chalky look to it, you know, nothing shiny at all. Kind of try to blend the best you can. New England, we have a lot of lighter trees where I hunt, a lot of these maples. I mean, I don't know how well you can see, but this is Cabela's Ultimate Series. This stuff is super warm, and the camo's just excellent. It blends in perfectly with all this here in southern New England. This is the weapon. It's a Marlin 917 Caldwell bipod, 4x12 scope on it. I have it wrapped with that drab wrap on there just to kind of cover any silver that's showing the best I could. CCI game point, 20 grain, premium round. Caller's a Primos Turbo Dog. There's a ton of different sounds on here. Rabbit sounds, fox sounds, bunch of coyote stuff. Has a little bit of everything. Coyote locator sounds, interrogation howls, just a wide range of sounds for predator hunting. They even have fawn sounds. So just to reiterate on a few things I've already covered, ground scent. When entering a stand area, you don't want to ever call kind of through where you've already walked. You want to kind of enter an area, call clean, let the wind becoming a crosswind either way or blowing slightly to you. Today in this bottom setup here on this power line, I kind of had a crosswind. It was kind of blowing towards me. Worked out perfect. Coyote came in and up, didn't smell my ground scent. The wind was not blowing anywhere near him or at him. Worked out great. Just one more thing, guys, when you're on this state property, be ready for anything. I've called in rabbits, domestic dogs, hikers, coyotes, bobcats. Just make sure you know your shot and follow all your state rules and regulations as far as orange goes. Safe hunting.